All right.
Hi.
I'm just over here hoping the tech gremlins are not here. I haven't even been able to tell you all the fun I've had lately, Kelly, with all the tech gremlins.
Oh no, tech gremlins.
Yeah, so I'm just impressed that
You
we were
you have to
muted
stop.
during the countdown. I'm pretty sure we have sound now. I'm pretty sure everybody can see us.
You need to not feed the gremlins. You can't feed them after midnight.
Well, I fed them ahead of time, so maybe they wouldn't be here tonight. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited to be here. Hello, Miles.
Look, see? He sees his name in the chat.
Yeah. So exciting.
It says hi.
Everybody says
Yeah.
hi. We're all excited. I feel like it's been forever since the last Create With Us.
It feels way too long.
Yeah. That we had that really long month of January that never wanted to end.
4.5.
And then we had February. Are you telling us how old you are, Miles?
I'm 4.5.
And your birthday is in the best birthday month of the year.
That's right.
We're blurry.
I know, we're blurry. But
You're actually not blurry.
We're just blurry on our side for some
Yeah.
reason. See that there? That
Oh, yeah,
it's just delayed. See, that's when I was smooshing your face.
Well, let us know in the chat if you guys are going to be creating along with us. Let us know if you're going to be working with the treat cart tonight, or if you're going to be working with something else, or if you're just here for the crafty chat. Let us know. Let us know.
We're so excited. We're excited
I'm
to craft
so
tonight.
excited.
Yeah. And then treat cart is so fun because this is now our second add-on for treat cart, and there's a third one coming in June for our summer release as well.
Wow, secrets so fast into this live.
I know for all our early birds.
Everybody's gonna leave now. They got the secret. They're like, bye. Oh my gosh. Well, if this is your first time joining us for Create With Us, these are free mini classes that we host. There is a downloadable handout that is available to everybody. It's over on the lawnfawn website, and I know that Shari and Rebecca are linking stuff in the chat. And there's coloring guides. So even if you're not creating along tonight, it's a good resource to download and have for the future when you are working with the treat cart. And Kelly's always good. She actually prints the handout. I just make the handouts. I don't print them.
Rebecca prints it.
Yeah. Okay. All right, Rebecca.
And these are the coloring guides in the back.
Yeah.
Which is like so awesome, not only for the class today, but to store with your stamps. You have all these really great coloring guides. And while at here we listed what Copics use, you can see that Jen has swatched them out. So if you use color pencils, watercolor, Olo markers, whatever it is that you use, you can use these as your kind of guide on the general color palette.
Yeah.
Yay. Well, I am going to flip the camera. You are going to still be able to see Kelly and me. But you'll see my desk. So let's see how. Oh, real quick, I have a surprise. I want to do that real quick if that's okay. So I typically will release an online class that coordinates with this free class, because I figured if you did purchase the supplies to create along with us, you might be looking for some even more inspiration, different coloring guides, different techniques. So I have Berry Smoothie that is coming up. Not until April, because March is a really busy month for in-person classes and online classes. But I do have Berry Smoothie is coming up on April 12th. And you'll see right under there, I am offering 15% off with the code Berry. If you're watching live or you're watching the replay. The coupon works until March 11th. I know many of you guys have already been enabled to register for the class. So if you've already registered for the class, just send me an email to creative-chick@shirkus.com and I'll give you a credit. So this is good for everybody. And then while I have this screen up, I just wanted to quickly tell you I will be teaching at Firefly Farm in Minnesota on the first weekend of April. And I have 2 exclusive classes I am going to be teaching there. And these are some little sneak peeks of those classes. And also this week, registration opened up for the Fall Crop and Create event, and I'll be doing an exclusive lawnfawn class during that event. That's an online event. It's open worldwide. There's often over 3,000 people that attend, and you can see the class lineup is out of this world. It is so amazing, and I'm so excited to be able to teach again. So lots and lots of fun lawn fawn stuff coming up, and I really hope that I will see you guys in some of that. All right, now I will go to my desk and our faces. Enough chatting. Let's get crafting.
Let's get crafting.
Yeah. So I have already added my pre-stamped, pre-die cut little images onto some low-tack tape. I like to use Spellbinder's Best Ever Craft Tape. And this way we can prep ahead for class, but we don't have to worry about holding on to those little pieces. Like we've got some little spoons, we've got some blueberries. And I am so excited. I actually forgot. I was cleaning my desk, which is a miracle within itself. But I'm so excited. We're using the So Smooth stamp set. Maybe Kelly, you could look up what year this set came out.
Oh, that's a good idea. Let me see.
Yeah, Shari and I are always doing this during Adventures in Card Making. You think we would remember to look ahead of time.
Year, right? Let's see.
I'm trying to see. I would have thought I still had this out. Oh, here it is. This is how loved mine is.
So 2016. So
oh yeah,
it's 9 years old. Summer 2016. Almost 9.
So this is my set here. You can tell I love it. I have used it in classes, so it's been used to prep kits. I've made so many cards with it. It's one of my favorite sets. And it just worked so well with the new add-on for the treat cart. Smoothies and juice, which is so cute as well. And I love that this add-on set is a smaller stamp set, so you know if it didn't break the bank too much to add on to our treat cart set. And if you're new to Create with us, we did use the treat cart last summer, so there's another downloadable handout, and you can watch the replay of that Create with us from last summer. And we actually used distress watercolor pencils. Do you remember that, Kelly? We actually did all the drippy drips.
Yes. You know what's funny is I had those cards saved, and we just gave it to one of Miles's friends for her birthday. So I had that drippy one saved because I thought the kids would like the rainbow.
That's so fun. That's so fun. Yeah. All right, so we are going to get started right away with coloring. And as Kelly mentioned, I swatched out the markers that I'm going to be using tonight. I'm using Copics, which are alcohol-based markers, but you can use any coloring medium you would like. You can totally switch up the color scheme completely, or you can just try to pick similar colors within your coloring medium. And I'm going to do my best. Sometimes I get distracted because I get so excited during Create with Us, but I'm going to do my best and follow along with my own coloring guides. All right. So I thought we would just start by coloring our bunnies first. And we're just going to kind of keep them light and simple. So I'm going to be using E02 and E00. And I apologize, I have allergies. So if I sniffle, that is why. And hopefully I won't sniffle so much that it's annoying. All right, so what's really fun is when you do start collecting all the treat cart bits, we've got bunnies facing left and we have bunnies facing right, which is really fun when you're creating your scenes. I'm going to shadow the opposite side that they're facing. So I'm using the E02, and the bunny that's facing left, I am going to shadow on the right. So I'm just going to swoop around their face. I'm going to go under this right arm, a little bit in between their legs, a little bit on the back arm and the back leg, and a little bit at the base of the ear, or the ears, I should say. And we're going to go ahead and do the same thing with the other bunny, but we're going to shadow the left because they are facing the right. And if I'm coloring similar images like this, I will do all my shadowing first. They're small enough images that kind of helps speed up the process a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Miles, are you coloring too over there?
Yeah, but I need a marker to
Yeah,
color.
do you want to help me with this one? All right. All right, now you can blend the lines out. Miles has been learning about the Copic numbers and how you can put different colors and everything.
Yeah, I'm gonna not have a job soon.
Filling it in. So he's
gonna take over. We can go to the spa.
Yeah, we're gonna go to the spa or the spa or the beach, or maybe both.
Or both.
Yeah, we'll go.
So now I'm going to go ahead and take E00, and I am going to blend the edge. And this is going to happen very quickly because these are such light colors. And I'm only going to work on one bunny at a time. Now that if you're working with alcohol-based markers, now that we're starting to saturate the cardstock, we want to just stick with one so that saturation won't dry on us. And so once I've blended that so I don't see the line from the darker color, I'm going to continue with that one marker and just finish filling that bunny in one layer. With alcohol-based markers, if you do more than one layer, that's not bad, but that will give you a darker version of the color. So when I'm doing my last little swoop, I try really hard to just keep it one layer. And you might have saw I had my darker marker. I kept it uncapped over here because while my cardstock's still wet, whenever I have a lighter color like this, I like to just go back in and add just a little bit more shadow. I don't do it everywhere, but I just do it a little bit here and there just to help that definition go back in there. So yeah. This is my favorite color combo to do for these bunnies.
And I saw that someone was asking if there was stencils for this set, and there are. So every new set has stencils, and all the old, we're going back to older favorites, and we're going to create stencils for those too. But these are the coloring stencils. So if you prefer coloring stencils, we have this, and you can again still use the coloring guides as your guide. Oh, okay, I need to look for a light brown ink like sugar cookie, and I can ink up the bunny. So you can use the stencils too.
And also there's mistakes in art.
That's right. That's really good, Kayla. Do you want to share that again, sweetie?
There's no mistakes in art.
That's right. There's no mistakes in art. I love that. And I think it was the last Create With Us we used the coloring stencils too. So I imagine we'll kind of flip around. I try to like mix it up for you guys here during these Create With Us's.
Yeah. There we go. Look at this bunny. They're so cute.
I always take my time.
Yep. I like to take my time too.
Look how slow.
Oh, that's good. It's good to take your time, right?
It's good to take your time and concentrate, enjoy the process. This is kind of our slow down, chill out time, right? After maybe a busy week.
Yeah, and someone here was asking a really good question. Do you have a certain type of ink that you use, black ink, when you use alcohol markers? And yes, I use our jet black ink. And what's really great about jet black ink is that it has, if you can see my little circle here. Oh, Jen, you got it. See the little starburst there in the upper left-hand corner? It says alcohol marker friendly. And we actually have a bunch of different shades. Obviously, we use the jet black the most, but we also have a brown called River Rock, or a gray called River Rock, a brown that's called Crunchy Leaf, and then Jellyfish ink, which helps with no line coloring. So we have 4 different shades of our alcohol marker friendly ink, but jet black, it's always on my desk right here next to me because we
Same.
use it all.
Hence why I was able to grab mine so quickly. And I will just say, I do a lot of watercoloring as well. And lawnfawn jet black is waterproof, so I use it for that. That's great coloring, Miles.
So good, kiddo.
So we are going to rosy these cheeks, but I'm going to wait. I like to kind of let the alcohol evaporate so that when I add pink on top, it really sits on top and it doesn't kind of like wick out a little bit. Let's go ahead and do our bear next. And for that, I'm going to be using E33 and E31.
He's looking so good, kiddo.
And even though I think, oh no, we are going to see our whole bear. Sometimes, like, even if I know the bear is going to be in the treat cart, I still color the whole thing. I don't know. Do you do that, Kelly? Do you still color the whole thing?
Too. I can't it's like I can't leave him without his color, you know?
Yeah, we don't want him to be naked.
Yeah, because in one of my cards, I really overlapped a lot of them.
Yeah,
you did. You overlapped a lot of the images.
That library one.
Oh yeah, the library one was so cute because they were all overlapped and all reading together. Miles loves the Little Woodland Library stamp set.
That's so fun. So I did the E33, which is the darker of the 2 colors. I did it just on his chin, under his chin, a little bit under that left arm, a little bit on his belly, and then I did the inner parts of the legs. And now I'm going to go ahead and use my lighter color. And the first thing I'm going to do is just blend out that edge. So I'm not coloring my whole bear, just blending out those areas.
I'm going to add the dark one, which is, oh, that one, yeah. We're going to add it like that.
And then once it is all blended, I'm just going to finish filling it in with 1 layer.
So someone's asking what ink they recommend for color pencils. Jet black actually works for color pencils and Gamsol. It also works for watercolor. It won't react with your water, so you can also watercolor with it. So it's this really great go-to ink. And someone was mentioning that their jet black ink doesn't work as well after she re-inked it. I'm not sure why that happened, but please email us at info@lawnfawn.com and we'll replace your ink pad for you or help you work through it and see if we can get that pad working better for you.
All right, and this is kind of the part where I like to kind of stick to the same markers so we don't have to keep finding markers. So we're going to keep continuing with the E33, E31, and I'm going to go ahead and color our little sign here. And so I'm going to take the E33, the darker of the 2 browns. I'm going to completely color the feet on the sign. And then I'm just doing a thin line on the outer part of the inner sign. It doesn't need to be straight or perfect. You can kind of skip along, but we're just adding a little bit there.
And then while we're coloring, I wanted to mention because someone says they're excited we're having a birthday celebration live on Monday. And yes, we are going to go. Jen and I are going to be live on Monday just talking all about lawnfawn's history. It's our quinceañera on Monday. Yeah. We're 15 and it's the exact birthday. Lawnfawn opened on March 10th. So that's really exciting. So Jen and I are going to be chatting and you guys can come with questions or just chat along with us. We're really excited about that. So that's going to be at 11 a.m. Pacific on Monday. And we're super excited for that.
Am I going to come that
Are you going to come that day? I think you're going to be at school during that one. But maybe you'll come at the very end, maybe, or it might be over by then and then we can play. What do you think about that?
I'm really going to want to do it, probably.
You're really going to want to do it? Well, if you guys leave right after school, so if you just get right in your car seat and go right after school, then you can have snack here and come say hi.
So now we're going to still work with these same colors and we're going to do our cart. So I'm starting with the darker brown and I'm just bringing some of that down on these side
Pink.
frame. I don't know what to call
Stars?
the side bars. Yeah, sure. I don't know. And then I'm coloring the tires completely with the darker brown, the E33.
And Shari put the link to that chat, and you can click on the notify me button if you click that. If you click that link, and you can go press notify me, and that way you'll be notified of our chat on Monday. And someone's asking if we're wearing quinceañera dresses. Oh my gosh, should we be doing that, Jen?
Should be.
I will say that for my quinceañera, I didn't do like the big party. I still did a party at my grandma's, and it was sunflower themed. This was 1995.
Not surprised.
But I still love sunflowers. It's sunflower themed, and I had a jean vest like that went over the like spaghetti strap sunflower dress. It was very 90s, and that was my
Now I've got to color this.
and then somebody was asking
I've
if
gotta
there's a
color
new
this.
critter coming up, and there is a new critter coming up in summertime. There is a new critter coming up in summertime. Are you want to color this one? Let's find a picture.
I'm stumped. I have to think about it.
I don't know if you've seen
I
him.
don't know. I was gonna say I don't know.
Okay. All right. Well, then I feel better that I'm stumped. So I just blended out with the E31 and I added a little bit of that E31 to the handle on the cart. And I think that is all we did for brown. So we can go ahead and put those markers away.
Can you color this one?
Do you want me to do this brown? And somebody was asking what the best-selling stamp is. Mike's actually over here. Is it still sending hedgehogs?
Seriously?
No idea.
It might be. Like
Wow.
number
Yeah.
sold. It still might be the hedgehog stamp set. It was for a really long time. I just don't know if it was Upon a Star is also up there, which is one of my personal favorites.
Maybe we can know that answer by Monday.
Ooh, that'd be a good idea.
Yeah.
What is our number one selling
Stamp.
Find a pen.
Oh,
The second is like a little mini one with hedgehogs, which we love.
Shari says I do know the new critter because we talked about it, but I just don't remember right now. Yeah. My brain is a little frazzled. I have my big event next week on Wednesday with, we start on Wednesday getting ready, but it's on Thursday with over 300 people. So I feel like my brain is clogged up right now.
Oh my gosh, I feel you. That's why we're crafting tonight, right? We can
that's why we're crafting. Chill out.
Yeah.
And Robin said that isn't the top set Happy Harvest? No. Trust me.
Harvest is definitely up there. Yes,
Shari and I are trying to get that to be number one. All right, let's go ahead and color our oranges next. So I'm going to be using YR04, YR02, and YR00. And let's go ahead and start with our little yogurt containers. And what I did for that is I took the YR04, just the darkest orange, and I'm just doing really thin lines on the top and the bottom on the inner part of the label. And this doesn't have to be perfect either, just kind of sketch it out. And you can go ahead and do both at the same time.
Oh, here's our other one. Okay, let's see how to do those ones.
And then I'm going to take YR02 and I am going to put a little bit on the left side of the yogurt container and a little bit on the right side.
Okay, this is our dark one.
And that lip on the yogurt container, that back lip or edge, I'm going to go ahead and do all YR02. And it looks like I just brushed my YR02 over where we did YR04, that dark orange, just to soften it on the label.
We'll build a unicorn. That would be cute.
Oh, build a unicorn? Oh, that would be adorable.
And then I'm going to take YR00 and I'm just kind of feathering out on the yogurt container. I'm basically kind of feathering it out to the white. I'm not going to fill it all in. And then I will finish filling in the label with this YR00. Now, if you wanted...
People want to have help Happy Harvest be number one. I think we're going to find out. Someone's also asking what the most popular coordinating die set is. And so Mike's you're going to have to do some research for us for Monday.
If you wanted to, you could take your 0 blender marker and just kind of dab those edges where we feathered off into white. It's not necessary. I don't do that very often. I kind of just leave it, but that is an added step that you could do. All right. Next, we're going to color that little orange on our sign. And I realized I forgot brown on our sign. You guys are all probably yelling at your devices telling me I forgot something. But I'm just going to take the YR04 and just do a little bit of a shadow underneath where the leaf and the stem is and along the side.
Oh, we forgot to do our sign.
And then I'll go ahead and take that YR00, soften the edge, and fill it in.
So someone's surprised it's not the mice. And the mice may be up there, but see, setting
There's
hedgehogs.
so many mice.
And the hedgehogs has been around for a really long time. So that's the other thing, too. It's sort of not fair because the ones that have been around the longest.
Right.
Let's see. I'm going to see when hedgehogs came out.
Oh, I can do that.
It came out in 2014. So 11 years ago. So
yeah.
Had a lot of time.
It's had a lot of time.
I'm very curious. I think that'd be really fun. Maybe we can do that by Monday, Mike.
Plus, in fairness, that set is a small set. So it just...
Yeah, it's a $4 set.
As I say when I'm at Firefly Farm, it's practically free. Everybody should own all the small sets because they're practically free.
So you could either be a little sleepy and stamp hedgehogs out.
Right.
There's a fun fact about me. I do not need caffeine. I am just like this all the time.
So now with the YR02, we're just going to color both of our straws. Again, we're sticking with all of our orange stuff right now. And we have our little baby blender. I did a little YR02 on the control panel on the outer part of it on the right side. And then that top lid.
Let's see, do you want to color the sign or do you want to color? What do you want to color? You can pick. Miles is going to pick one more thing to color before he has to go home.
Big decisions.
Be too intense.
Yeah. Someone's Sari's saying that I would be too intense on caffeine. I was too intense. I have to say that I stopped drinking caffeine when I was 17, and that sounds insane. But when you're Cuban, your grandmother starts feeding you espresso when you're 3. And so I grew up drinking incredibly strong Cuban coffee. And I had migraines when I was a teenager. And that was one of the things, they tell you to do. And then I realized that I felt a lot less chaotic when I didn't have so much caffeine. So I've just never had any since. My brother's the same way, by the way. So I think if you give your kids a bunch of caffeine when they're really young, they don't want it when they're older. Anyone else is Cuban or has like Latino grandparents who put coffee in their baby bottles? I want to know. That's just...
So I did a little YR02 on the left side of the orange that's in our little tray there. And then we're going to go ahead and blend that out with the YR00.
Water.
Need water?
The carrot, I did all YR04.
It's in the car. See?
I'm so thirsty.
Dad'll have it in the car.
But
And then I have been using so many of the little speech bubbles lately. I mean, we've had them forever, but I've been obsessed with them the past couple months. And something that I like to do is add just a hint of color at the base of them to give them, one, a little bit of color, and two, just like a little bit of a shadow. So on You Are So Smooth, I just use the YR00, and I just do like a thin line along the bottom. We'll color the other ones too once we get those markers out. I'm trying to think what my banner was. Let's see. Did I forget the banner on your coloring guide? Uh-oh. I'm fired. Looks like I did just light pink, so we'll skip that for now. Okay, so now let's go ahead and bring in our treat cart. We're still working with our oranges. And what I did for this is I started with the YR02. And I'm going to color the band, that center band where it says Smoothies and it has the little hearts stamped. Now, you can try to avoid the hearts if you want, but I'm going to actually color right over them because later when we color those hearts pink, that pink is going to overpower this orange. So it's just easier, so I don't have to worry about going around them. So I'm going to start with that YR02, and I'm just going to flick some color out from the left side and flick some from the right side. Then I'm going to go ahead and take my YR00, blend that edge, and then I'll just finish filling in the center with one layer. Now, when you're working with really light colors, if you want to go back to your darker color and add in a little bit more definition, like I did with the bunny, you can definitely do that. And while your cardstock's still wet from blending, it's the best time to do it. All right, so now we're going to do our awnings, or our awning, but the stripes on our awning. And what I did for that is we're going to do every other color. It's going to go pink, orange, pink, orange, pink, orange. So I'm going to skip the first stripe, and with the YR02, I'm going to add a little shadow on the left side of that second stripe. And then I just do a thin line underneath and on top of that little bend on the awning. We'll skip the next awning stripe, and since this is the center stripe, we're going to put a little bit of shadow on the left and the right, top and bottom. We'll skip the next stripe, and then the second to last stripe, I'm going to flip my shadow to the right side and a little bit on the top and bottom.
So it looks like quite a few people got coffee in their bottles as well, and had Cuban coffee really young too.
So funny.
It's so good. Cuban coffee. If you've never had Cuban coffee and you have a chance, you have to try it. It is delicious and incredibly strong. And then, gosh, I saw one other thing. Oh, someone was asking about the speech bubble set that hadn't been on their radar until this class. It is actually relatively new. I think it came out last year. It's called All the Speech Bubbles, and I love it because it has all the speech bubbles, but it has a bunch of different size and different points of speech bubbles, and it's got little phrases. Oh yeah, perfect. And it's got little phrases that fit in it.
I've been obsessed with it lately, so it's right here.
And it also fits all those cute little phrases that we like to put in our stamp sets. So Erica, the other lawn fund owner, is like a pun queen, and she writes all these incredible puns, and she has all these little phrases. And of course, you can stamp them without a speech bubble, but they look so cute. And now these speech bubbles give you all the different sizes and styles, so you can mix and match them.
And we also have had, our Simply Celebrate sets that come out that also have some more fun ones to go with our continuous speech bubble here. But I'll even come and steal some of these to go into these as well. I just love how everything from lawnfawn coordinates together. And I promise you guys, Kelly does not pay me to say that. It's one of my most favorite things about lawnfawn.
Yeah, we work really hard trying to make sure that things can mix and match so that you can go back to your stamp sets like we are today from 2016 and there's still work, right? You can still mix and match and do cute things with them. I love the idea of having an older stamp in your stash feel like brand new.
Yeah, for sure. So the rest of this is going to be pink. We're going to set it aside because we have a little bit more orange to color. So we're going to bring in the big blender from So Smooth. That is the name. Yeah, that's the name of stamp set. I was like, I am saying it right? Leave it to me. Again, my brain is real foggy.
Mine is.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just weird. There's a lot going on. All right.
Was imagining if you imagine being a pun writer.
I know. Oh my gosh. That's a really good question. I've got to ask her. Erica is the best. She's also very introverted. So that's why I tried to convince her to come on the live on Monday, but she was like, no, I'll let you handle it. I am the extrovert to Erica's introvert. But I don't know. She's amazing. I do know that her parents told me that she was drawing little characters and critters really, really young. She's so incredibly talented, but man, she is so good with the puns. It's just amazing. So,
well, it's just like when we met last week, Kelly, we were chatting about what the products are going to be for the next crop and create in the fall. And you were like, oh, what sentiments would you like? And I'm like, I'm going to leave that to Erica. She's got that.
Right? Yeah, we don't even
yeah, I'm not even going to attempt.
Yeah, this is all her. She's so good at them. They make me laugh so much. Every time I get an email with a new set. It's like, oh my gosh, they're just so cute.
So I'm just coloring the controls on the blender, and I used all 3 oranges just so there was some really good definition there. And then the rest of the blender, I'm only going to use the 2 softer oranges. So my YR02 will kind of be the darkest because I'm not going to bring in that YR04 anymore. And what I did is I just colored the feet completely, that bottom band completely. And then behind the controls, I did a little bit on the left and the right. I like to do that when I want things to kind of have a little bit of a curve to it. At the base of the blender, we're going to do that completely. And then the top of the blender, I did the left and the right. And then this little handle at the top, I did completely.
I'm trying to catch up a little on my coloring. Although Miles did some cute stuff here.
Oh, I bet.
And he's been learning all about the different markers and how they go together.
That's awesome.
We did color science this past weekend. We took out food coloring and mixed colors, and it was fun.
That's super fun. Oh, and for the handle, I did a little bit of the YR02 on the inner part of the handle. And then you can just kind of go over that with the YR00 just to fill it in. This is a very forgiving color combo because it blends very easily, very nicely. All right. I think that is it for orange. We'll probably find something later because that's just how it goes sometimes.
Right?
Yeah, for sure. Now, if you guys are creating along with us, we absolutely would love to see what you're creating, even if it's not with the same stamp sets. if you're just playing with lawnfawn tonight, make sure when you post, you tag, you can tag lawnfawn and you can tag me, Jen Shirkus. We just absolutely love to see what you made. It's so fun since we're all working together here.
I know, it's so fun. I love to see also, like, a lot of people do really creative things. Like, you use what, you know, some of the things we're using and some of the things that are in your stash, and the cards turned out all so amazing.
Yep. And then I will just remind you guys, I have that coupon code for my upcoming berry smoothie class, which is using a lot of the same products we're using tonight. And you can get 20% off until March 10th. So even if you're watching the replay, and it's code berry. So I just put the URL on the screen, but I know that Shari and Rebecca are great at linking stuff too. So now we're going to work with our pinks. So I'm bringing in RV13, RV21, and RV10. And I'm going to stick with the blender here, and we're going to add some smoothie into our blender. So I'm going to take the RV13 marker, and eventually I am going to add a little bit of light blue to the edging just to kind of make it look like glass. So as I start to do my smoothie fill, I'm not going to go right to the edge. So if you want to do something similar. So I'm going to take that RV13 marker, and this line that's on the edge of the blender, I'm going to kind of use that as a guide and go down and swoop on the bottom, but just not all the way to the bottom. And then go up along that other guide. And you can make your blender as full or as not full as you want. And Kelly, you'll find this funny. Maybe not. You'll actually think typical Jen. But I've used this set so much. I mean, this is proof, right? I literally, for the first time, after I made my cards for this and my class, realized what this line is for. I've always just done this. I've always just made my own. And like, literally, I'm like, oh, what's this line?
You're like, oh, wait.
So there's a line stamp in there if you would like to use it. That is me. Like, I don't know. I don't want to say I don't have attention to detail, but in some aspects, I'm just in my own little la la land doing my own thing. All right. So I just used that RV13 and added a little bit to the left and the right.
Oh, look, Rebecca, or you found this pre-stamped, right? This is so funny. This was pre-stamped, probably from 2016, still in my pocket, and it has the line. So
there you go. That would be true. True to you versus me.
I didn't. Yeah, I just pulled out what was.
Well, that was already stamped from back in the day. That's what I always keep whenever I stamp things out, or sometimes we stamp things we don't. You stamp something in color, you end up putting it on your card. I always put it in the pocket because you're.
I do too. Yep.
Yeah, and be so happy that you had it in there.
Honestly, sometimes it's saved me when I've had deadlines. I'm like, oh, these are pre-colored. Let's go with this.
Yep, we've been there a lot this week.
So I am using that RV21 just to kind of blend out those edges, leaving the center white. And then I'm going to use RV10 to blend out those edges. And then whatever's left white in the center, I'll continue with this RV10 for one layer. I see somebody's asking what's included in my online class, Berry Smoothie. So what you get, the class is $20, but you'll get 20% off with the code Berry. What you get is a downloadable handout for your prep. You'll get a downloadable handout for class. There'll be additional color guides. So I switch up the color scheme so you get even more ideas on how to color your images. And then we do even different we do 3 different cards in class with different techniques than we're doing tonight. And then you also get 2 bonus ideas in your handout as well that I go over in class. We don't make those 2 cards, but often people who take the class will make them on their own time. And then there's a live class in April, but if you can't attend the live class with me, you'll have access to the videos to watch them at your own pace. All right. So we're going to set this aside and let's go ahead and do the pink on our treat cart. So I'm going to start with that RV13 again. And we'll start with our awning stripes. And for this first awning, we're going to shadow the left, the awning stripe. We're going to shadow the left. So I'm doing a thin line along the left and thin on the top and bottom of the fold. And then the next stripe will still shadow the left, top and bottom. And then this third pink stripe, we're going to flip our shadow to the right side, top and bottom. And then our last awning stripe will be shadowed on the right. And then that little top and bottom. So I am going to stick with using the 3 pinks. Actually, nope, I didn't. I just used RV21, which is what I typically do, just 2. So the first thing I'm going to do with the RV21 is just soften that edge of the shadow. I'll go across and do each stripe. And then I'll go back and continuing with that RV21, just fill it in with 1 layer. I'm sorry, Rebecca, did I cut you off?
That's okay. If somebody has a question for you, they want to know what was your favorite, your all-time favorite class that you taught. She's got she can't decide what class. She's got a coupon code.
Oh yeah, she probably is attending Crop and Create this week.
Code. You can't decide, so she wants to know what your favorite.
Well, that's really hard.
Yes. Yeah, pick your favorite.
It's like picking my favorite child. I'm going to give you a top 3 because I can't decide on my top. Mermazing, because I'm a part-time mermaid. Plus, we made really fun reveal wheel cards in a really different fashion. And we got inky in that class. Happy Harvest, which was an East Coast Fawnies class. So that means I co-taught it with Shari. And she and I are obsessed with Mr. Harvest. Is in the top 3. And then probably Snowball Fight, because I love the color combo of that one. We glittered the heck out of everything. And it also was inky fun. So those are my 3 probably top. But if you are Crop and Create attendee on the regular, you might want to do Happy Harvest. Or not Happy Harvest, Harvest Friends, because you got You Crow Girl in your Crop and Create box.
Oh, yeah, true.
Yeah.
Also, so what is it like, Jen, when if someone's new to taking your class?
Yeah.
Do they log in? So, like, what's it actually like? I think someone was kind of asking, like, what the
process. Yeah. So once you sign up for a class with me, it's through my website, shirkus.com, and you immediately get access to a private resource page for the class, and you immediately get access to the prep handout, which is very similar to like a Create With Us handout where it shows you what to get ready for class. And what's great about that is you're not seeing the cards that you're making ahead of time. That's actually kind of part of the fun. But what you can see is what you're prepping. So you might be able to then choose to substitute an item for something else you have in your stash. I'm a huge supporter to use what you have. Maybe down the road you might be enabled to buy something, but definitely substitute all day, every day. And then during the live class, they are unlisted YouTube videos. So they're only available to those attending class. The links are provided on the resource page. But what's great about them being on YouTube is anybody can attend. You don't need to have a Facebook page or anything like that. And a few days before class, you'll get the full class handout to be able to download. So you'll be able to see the cards that we're making. And you have access to my classes over and over again. So I have some people that will revisit a class because they want to watch the technique again or recolor the images together again. I don't like to say forever because I think we're all learning, like, social media platforms can go away whenever they want. But you will have access for a wicked long time, is what I like to say. And somebody I did see in the chat ask, can you back purchase classes? And yes, you can. And I have a lot. I was actually noticing, like, I have a lot of lawnfawn classes. And I also have technique classes pertaining around the distress line as well, which are really fun.
Yeah, those are awesome. And your Copic class as well.
Yes. Yep. I have a Copic 101 class where you get a workbook shipped to you. So that's really great too. And you always can email me and ask questions. Like if you're curious about substituting something or you're new to my classes, I'm happy to help to guide you. Sometimes people will ask me a substitution for something and there's not really one, but I can't stress enough, like if you have like the main stamp set for class, that's all you need. You don't need everything else because I much rather you use what you have. Like, and you don't have to be part of my Facebook group, but what's fun is after a class, you'll start to see people will share their cards and they really do change them up because they might not have every supply, which is awesome. Thank you, Nikki. I see she just says, just buy all her classes. They're all so fun. Thank you so much.
Go back and watch
Yeah.
a past one. And someone's asking if they had a question for a past class, where would we ask that? In the Facebook group or somewhere else?
If you have a question about a past class, you're more than welcome to ask in the Facebook group because that's like a fun community, right? You'll get a bunch of answers. But you're also more than welcome to just email me through my website or creative-chick@shirkus.com. Either way.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. Lots of good questions.
Go back. There's a class you never, if there was a class you missed or one that you're like, oh no, I wish I took that one. You can still do that,
Yeah. So I am just adding some pink to the bottom cart part. So I added RV13 as the shadow, and I'm blending out with RV21. If you are creating along with us, hopefully you guys downloaded the handout, so you will have the coloring guide to watch. One thing I will say that I love Create With Us. I think they are so fun, but it is a little bit more casual because we are chatting about a lot of different things. And in a class with me, I definitely chat about other things, but we're kind of more focused on the coloring and the techniques and answering questions about the class. It's a little bit more class focused, I guess is how to explain it. Yeah.
Don't get as derailed as we do during.
Yeah. Which again, I love both, but I just wanted to explain
different things, which is nice,
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. All right. Let's see. What else are we coloring?
Their favorites are Critters and the Burbs or My Lucky Charm. I love that. Those are like OG sets. My Lucky Charm is still at the top. I love the writing in that is Erica's, the font, and I just love that set so much.
So fun. So fun. All right. So now we're going to go ahead and color our little smoothie juice cups. Let's see. So I'm going to find it on my coloring guide so I don't go off topic here. Yeah. Like I like that I think I can pretend to remember how I colored it, even though there's so many classes going on right now. So next week I have my Crop on the Cape event, which is in person here on the Cape. And I'm teaching an exclusive lawnfawn class called I Scream, You Scream. I'm so excited for that class. And then the very next week is Crop and Create, which is the one I talked about. Registration's open for the fall, but there's the actual event. The spring event is in 2 weeks. And so I'm doing an exclusive lawnfawn class for that, which I love. Oh my gosh, makes my mermaid heart happy. And then I'm flying to Toronto to teach in person at Create and Inspire, which is a Scrapbooking Cards Today event. And I'm teaching a lawnfawn class. And then I fly to Firefly Farm for their lawnfawn soiree and classes all weekend. And I'm teaching exclusive lawnfawn classes for that. So I think explaining all of that, you guys can understand why I don't remember how I colored any of these images. It's so fun, though. I'm so excited.
And I'm not even sure. I don't know what parts I missed, so I'm just catching up. So I'm just coloring what I'm coloring. I'm following the coloring guide. That's why works so great.
That's why we make them. Yep. Well, and what's fun about all the coloring guides, whether you get them in, during Create with Us or you get the ones in my classes, is they're great to look back at. Maybe some night after work, you don't have a whole lot of, maybe your brain is foggy like mine is right now. Having the coloring guides to follow, even if you're going to just create completely different cards, is just really awesome. They're great resources to have on hand.
Yeah, for sure. And it looks like some people are asking to bring some things out of the vault that they've been with Lawn Fun since 2012. I love that. And another shopping trip at LF headquarters. So next weekend, which I do think there's a couple spots left, right?
A couple of spots. Let me see.
So we have an event happening here at Lawn Fun, hosted by It's Always an Adventure. Lori Jimenez is the host, and she has done these events. We did a whole bunch of them pre-COVID. Then we had obviously a big break, and we did our first one back about a year and a half ago. And there's another event here, and there was a couple of people that unfortunately couldn't make it. So there are a couple of openings. So if you happen to live in the area, we'll link that information there. Hopefully Shari can link that for you guys.
I'm linking her Lori's email. Because I have there's a Facebook page.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah.
So I'm gonna link the Facebook page because that gives you the information.
Yeah, and so anyways, we're really excited about that. There's shopping here. There's classes taught by Rebecca, whose voice you guys can always hear.
Yes.
And also Nicole Spohr and Lori Craig.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a bunch of amazing stuff going on, and also people here at the warehouse.
And then you come to the warehouse
and shop,
also.
make and take. It's so fun. So we have that going on, and then we will most likely in the summertime do another warehouse sale where we open up the warehouse and do a make and take and shopping. So we'll definitely make sure you sign up for our newsletter, and we'll put information out about that.
Super fun. I hope you guys have a blast next weekend.
So cool. Last year we did it, and it was really hot that day. You never know here.
Yeah. I mean, it was 90 to 85 last week here in February. So
when someone's asking if Build-A-Buddy comes back in stock soon, yes, it should be back in stock
in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks. Is that?
It's
within a week or two.
Within a week.
Make sure
a week and a half.
Make sure you're signed up to be notified. So if you go to our website and there's something that's out of stock, it has a notify me, and you can put your email in. Make sure you're signed up for that, because that'll be, you'll make sure to be able to get the notification right when it comes in. But in a week or two, it will be back in stock, which I'll be so excited because that's my favorite set from this release too. It's so
it's so cute. It's so fun to play with. All right, so I just did my little banner here with RV10, and then I did a little bit of a shadow on the Your Juice the Best speech bubble with RV10. And now I'm going to bring in some R35 because we're going to do our strawberries next. And so I'm going to start with that R35, and I'm just going to add a little bit underneath the stem of the strawberry, and then kind of where they're touching each other. I mean, this is not going to be a red strawberry. It's going to be a very pink strawberry, but that's because
I like to color them I like to color strawberries with pink, but I like to eat the ones that are just
Yes,
strawberries.
exactly. I like
Yes.
to eat ripe strawberries, but I don't like to color ripe strawberries.
Oh, someone's asking where it's going to be. Yes, so in Southern California, the actual classes are taught in, it's either Irvine, Costa Mesa, Santa Ana.
Costa Mesa.
Yeah, and then here in Rancho Santa Margarita, where lawnfawn is located, there's a bus that takes everyone. It's really fun. So Southern California, if you're around here this weekend and wanted to do something fun and last minute, you can check that out. And Jen, someone's asking how you came up with the colors for this card, which I love the pink and orange so much. So I'd love to hear.
Well, it's funny. I was going to talk about it a little bit when we started ink blending, but I can mention it now. So when we get into this ink blending, I'm going to be using peach fuzz and bubblegum. And Shari, I'm pretty sure she used Peachy Keen in our Fairy Friends class that we just did. And then when I was putting Peachy Keen away, it's right next to Peach Fuzz. And I was like, oh, I haven't really ever used that color. So I pulled it out. And so this Peach Fuzz ink pad is what inspired it all, basically. And probably if Shari didn't use Peachy Keen, I might have not even thought to use it.
It's so pretty. It feels very, like I wish I had a smoothie. We were talking about getting a chocolate shake earlier that I didn't get. I should have gotten. But now I kind of want like a orange,
I know, right? Orange Julius.
Orange Julius, or like, what is that? POG, right? Like
Pog juice.
Yeah. What is papaya?
Isn't it passion orange?
It's guava, but I can't remember if it's passion fruit or papaya or whatever. So good.
Hold on.
So good.
So I realized my top strawberries, I forgot to bring in RV21. I'm not really using RV10. I don't know what I was doing, you guys. That's the unripe part of the strawberries. But that's okay. I can just go over it. There we go. All right. Let's see. While we have our red out, in our little fruit tray here, fruit and vegetable tray, I did color the apple with just the R35. And while we have our RV10 out, we can go ahead and rosy cheeks and noses and inner ears. So I just kind of dab their little cheeks until I like the way it looks, and I kind of flick some of that pink up into the bunny's inner ears, and I dab their noses. And I'll also rosy the cheeks of the little bears. This one might take a little bit longer because of the brown, but just gently dab. You don't want to ruin the tip of your markers, but just gently, continually dab, and it'll end up working out.
I like that someone says we need a time machine to go back to the mall in the 90s and get an Orange Julius. I love that. Anna and Auntie Anne's pretzel.
We still have Auntie Annie's in our mall, I think. Chris and I walked through our mall the other day because we went to the movies a couple weeks ago. And what did we go to see? Oh, that Dracula movie.
Oh, the Nosferatu.
Yeah, Chris actually wanted to see it. I was like, okay, yeah, let's go. Because he does not like scary movies, but he was all into it. And we walked through the mall, and it's the first time I've been in the mall in years. So, but we have one still.
Yeah, we go to art. Miles, when he was younger, loved the escalator and then the elevator with the glass.
Fun. Yeah.
So we used to go and just do that over and over.
That's fun. So now I'm going to color all my greenery on my vegetables and my fruit G02. This is kind of a fun, warmer green. Switching things up on those of you guys that are my regulars. I like to keep you guys on your toes.
Oh, somebody used to go to Friendlies when they were a kid. I love Friendlies.
Oh yeah, that's definitely a New England thing. They're almost all gone, but there are still a couple left.
You laughed, but yeah.
I used to love their chicken noodle soup. It was so weird, but so good.
I used to love, they used to have a kid's sundae that was an ice cream cone upside down in the sundae.
Yep.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
All right.
I loved those pretzels.
Oh, from Auntie Annie's.
Yeah, with the dipping, the cheddar. So good.
Let's see. I just saw. Oh, when is the next release, Kelly? Is it April or June?
Well, it's both. So we have a release in April on April 17th, and then we also have one towards the end of June as well. And the end of June one will be our summer one, and the April one is the rest of our spring items.
Super fun.
I'm really excited. We've actually been working really hard on the April release here because we're going to be showing our wonderful store owners soon. And so we've got a huge pile of a Jen style pile of cards over here that we've with and the April also includes a new interactive.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And it's awesome. One of our most simple ones to put together. And it's so I think you guys are going to love it.
So I wanted my banana to stay pretty light in color. So what I did is I colored it all Y11 first. And then now I'm just going in with my Y13 and just adding a little bit of shadow. There's no need to even blend. So that was just kind of my easy way of doing that. And I think that's it for yellow.
I think I got everything.
You're done? You did your blues?
Yeah, because I thought I was behind, so I just started barreling through.
Jeez,
but
I
mean, I need to go in and fix these blues, so it's okay. My blue blending was because I went really fast.
This is a tricky blue. B zeros are tricky instead of BGs are more easy, but. So I'm going to start my blues. I'm going to be using B16, B02, and B00. And I'm going to go ahead and start. And it's so funny. You can tell when it's a color I don't use very often, like this B16, because I haven't changed my broad tip to be a brush tip.
Oh, it's so pretty blue.
It's so pretty. Yeah. I just am more to do teal than blue, so I just don't use it very often. But we have our little blueberries here, so I'm just going to kind of do like a half moon on each blueberry with that B16. And then we have our frozen berry bag. And so I colored the opening of the bag with all the B16. And then I kind of just dab those dashes. Dab the dashes. That stitching. Super simple. And then on the label, sorry, Kelly, on the label, I just did a U at the bottom of the label, and then I just followed the top arch on the top of the label. Go ahead, Kelly.
Oh, no, someone was saying that their birthday is April 17th, and my brother-in-law's birthday is April 17th as well, so it's a good day.
Fun.
And someone's asking if there is a new critter. There's a new critter coming in June. I don't believe there is a new critter. I don't believe there's a new critter in April, but there's fun critters.
So I'm just taking that B02 and I'm blending the edges on the little blueberries, leaving a little bit of white. And then I only blended the edge on the label on the berry bag. And then I'm going to finish things off with the B00. So I'm first going to soften the edge on the label and then finish filling in. And then soften the edge on these little blueberries. and then fill them in. And then the whole blueberry bag, I just kind of color right over. You can even go right over the label. Keep it simple. So cute. Yeah.
Yeah, I found a cup I hadn't colored yet. I keep finding like I'll look and be like, oh no, here's another stamp.
All right, and that's it for the blues. I just wanted to check one thing. I said that's it.
Interactive is more simple than the last one. So the last one was Civil Surprise, and I think it's more simple, way more simple than Civil Surprise. So it's an easy peasy, but it packs a big punch at the same time. I'm very excited about it.
So now we're going to do a little bit of BG11, BG10. So for our little hugs and squeezes speech bubble, I just did a little bit of BG10 at the bottom of this one. Then we have our blender, our big blender. And what I did is I took my BG11 and I'm tracing that edge, that inner edge of the blender. Remember I said we kept a space. So it'll kind of look like thick glass. And then I take that BG10 and I'm just kind of like flicking out a little bit of it, just so it has a little bit of a shadow on the glass. Okay. And our little fruit tray, I did a little bit of BG11 on the left side and the right side. And then I just blended that out with the BG10. I just kind of kept it simple because there is so many colors going on. And then the spoons, I just added a little bit of shadow with the BG11. The menu, I did a little BG11 on the left side. And the ice cubes, I just kind of traced some of those lines with the BG11 just to give it that appearance of some definition and some cold. And then, yeah, frosty. And then our little spoons here in our yogurt, I did a thin line just to get a little bit of shadow. And then I forgot to tell you guys about our inner part of our sign here. So we're going to pull out our browns again real quick. What it looks like I did is, it looks like I did a line of E31 and then I just softened it and filled it in with E41. So we'll just trace like this, just to give it a little bit of shadow and indentation. And then we'll just kind of soften that and finish it off. Cute. So cute.
Adorable. I love the pink and orange.
I do too. And this is not, I'm trying to remember. 1 minute. I'm going to actually quickly put my class graphic up because, yeah, the colors are similar, but not really similar. We switched it up a bit. I had to remember what they looked like. Oh my gosh. It's been a blur, but it's been a fun blur.
Oh, that's great. Someone's saying is the cups next to the milk is Nestle Quick Strawberry. It does look like that. Because you had the smoothie cups next to the pink milk. So
oh, yeah.
Very quick.
I love it. All right. So next what we are going to do is some ink blending. And I am using our brick stencil. Is it called brick, Kelly?
I believe so. I think it's just brick stencil.
Okay. All right. I didn't want to assume. And I'm going to be using lawnfawn bubblegum ink and peach fuzz ink. And also, just so you guys know, whenever we do a create with us, I always swatch out the inks. And I do this for my classes as well, because I totally get it. There's a lot of inks out there in the world. And so you might not have a full set of lawnfawn inks, but you probably can find something similar to the colors that we're using tonight or in class. All right.
Oh, Nestle, quick.
What was it called?
Matt
Oh,
called it
rabbit drink. Yeah.
Took me a second to understand that.
My brother, too sweet for me.
Yeah, you and you're too sweet. It was delicious. I
Yeah.
can still drink it.
Oh, I can't drink strawberry milk. No.
It looks the best.
I can't even drink chocolate milk.
And I also don't want strawberry ice cream with the frozen strawberries hitting my teeth.
I don't mind that, but I get what you mean.
Yeah, I was gonna say I get that. That I get.
And that was even like when I was a kid and didn't have any sensitivity to my teeth. I used to crunch ice. Like I couldn't even imagine it now. But anyways, which card number is this one, Kelly?
That one is number 1.
Thank you. So in card kit 1, you guys should have a panel of white cardstock that you like to ink blend on. I am using Distress White Heavy Stock, which is my favorite ink to ink blend on. And when I'm using my stencil, I like to use the Magnet Make Art Station. I know Kelly likes to use the Altenew sticky mat that comes in the stamp wheel. Yep. So use whatever you would like. I just use a little bit of repositionable adhesive, and I put this paper down on my Make Art Station. I'm actually going to put it horizontally because that's what the card's going to be. And I'm going to put my stencil over it with the magnets.
Oh, this is so fun. I bet you guys can't hear it, but
No.
we have new neighbors upstairs here at lawnfawn, and they're music teachers, but they're only here until after 5, and so I'm not usually here this late, and we can hear the piano.
Oh, fun. I actually can subtly hear it, but it's not bad. It's really nice.
Yeah, no, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
We can hear your birds sometimes.
Yeah, there we go. You'll have music, and hopefully someday again I'll be able to open my windows and have birds.
Oh my gosh, somehow. Okay, so Rebecca's dog, who has not been to lawnfawn for, I don't know, a year, 2 years. How long is Murphy?
3.
No, Murphy.
Oh, Murphy's 3.
Yeah,
Murphy's
he hasn't
3.
been here for over 2 years. His hair is still on everything.
He finds dog's hair, and I don't know why.
Yeah, I'm like, what is?
Black. And
Yeah.
you know it's him.
Yeah.
The other dog is red. The one that does come here is red.
I know. There's another one. It's stuck to my stencil. Oh my
That's because it has
goodness.
the pixie spray on it.
Oh yeah.
I have blending brushes for every color family, but I don't know what the last orange I used was, and this is a fairly light orange. So I'm just using my flower sackcloth, and I just very, not gently, soak up the ink by rubbing whatever ink is in there before I go into a new shade of orange, just as a little tip. So we are just going to gently ink blend Peach Fuzz all over. And I say gently because this is a dainty stencil. And I personally don't like to use the sprays that hold the stencils on. But you just have to be gentle. Like you don't want to press hard. Like I'm not even pressing hard at all. And you're just going to build up the layer of your ink to get it as dark as you want. You're not going to go in, hard and heavy right at the beginning to get it dark right at the beginning. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And are you doing the entire panel, Jen, or just
we are gonna do the entire panel. We're gonna end up trimming this, and I figure you guys will have half that you can make another card later with. Yeah. And if you're using the Make Art Station, I just like to remind myself I can move my magnets. So if I need to get in somewhere where the magnets were kind of blocking.
Someone's saying that they like when we do the exclusive set for purchase at a local store, and they hope there's another one. We are going to be doing that with our local stores sometime soon, with our incredible independent brick and mortar stores. So keep a lookout for that. Always make sure you're signed up for our newsletter and all the things, because that's how you'll know. We also have text message you can sign up for. So we'll send you guys info as much as we can as we get closer. Someone's saying it looks like your cloth is well loved. I love that because it's got like all your art.
It is so well loved. And I have like 4 of them in my studio right now, because when I do a lot more with water, sometimes one will get pretty wet. And so I'll move on to another one while the other one dries.
So is this staying kind of like a fairly light orange? Yeah.
Yeah. You don't want it, because that's also why I chose peach fuzz, right? Instead of carrot. It's also a pinkier orange, I feel. So yeah, you want it to be fairly light.
Okay.
And then what I did is I took bubble gum. And again, I'm just going to make sure. I don't remember. Because I use Distress inks a lot and lawnfawn inks. So I just am not sure what pink is on here. And then what I did is just a very, very light dusting of bubble gum on top of this. You don't want it to be that dark. You still want to see the orange through. And this is why I chose to use like water-based dye inks, either regular Distress or lawnfawn inks, because they're translucent. And so we won't lose the property of the ink that's underneath.
I love these two together. Oh my gosh.
Right? It's so yummy.
Yeah. I wish I
Makes
had like
me want to eat sherbet. Yeah.
Yeah. I wish I had a shirt in this color. So pretty.
Somebody wants to know what your first video tutorial you did.
Oh, I'm sure it was something terrible and embarrassing. I'm not sure. I don't remember. Because I did do some tutorials before lawnfawn started. But I know at one point I did something with the silhouette, like the digital cutter as a video, like a really short. Yeah, because there was like someone had asked me or something. And you know how YouTube 16, 17 years ago was like these sort of, you would just put like a quick thing up. Someone would ask a question, you put a quick thing up, and now it's like more like curated or whatever. But yeah, so I know, crazy, right?
All right, and then what we're going to do is take out our background for our other card. And this one's going to be a vertical card. So we're going to lay it down vertically. But we don't want, we're going to go right on the background that we're creating our whole card on. So we don't want the bricks to go that high up. Let me measure for you guys that like measurements. 2 1/4 inches-ish. Ish.
I love how you measure.
I mean, I literally only measure for you guys. Like, I'm not measuring.
Because I'm like, I know how.
I am not measuring for me. But I am going to use some of my well-loved, look at my Post-it tape from Pandastic class.
Post-it rolls.
And
I'll use Post-its.
I'm just going to put it down.
I'm taking out the ruler.
Well, I knew you would, Kelly. You don't have to put masking tape down. I am still just going to start my stencil the height I want my bricks. You just want to be careful when you're ink blending that you don't go over your stencil. Like,
yeah, that's why I always put the.
I put
I'm not over it, but I do.
I probably could do it if I was home, like if I was home alone. Well, guess what? I'm home alone right now, but you know what I mean. If I wasn't on camera talking to you guys, I probably could do it without Post-it, but I don't want to take any chances when I'm teaching live. All right, we're going to do almost the same thing. We're going to start with Peach Fuzz and just do a soft dusting. I think I went a little bit darker on this one, but again, these are your cards. You can do whatever you would like.
Someone's asking where's Miles tonight. He was here earlier, and then he went home with Mike because it was getting late, and they were going to stop by Trader Joe's. But he was here earlier, and he actually, once we put our cards together, I'll show you. He colored, following Jen's coloring guide. He colored the 2 of the bunnies and the bear. And he did such an incredible job.
He's going to be hosting Create With Us's before we know it.
Oh my gosh, he is. He is getting so good. He's even helped me edit a little bit now.
That's awesome.
He'll sit on my lap and we'll edit together. So he's learning all the things.
All right, so once you get your Peach Fuzz down, I am going to use bubble gum again, but this time I'm just kind of dusting like the sides and the bottom. Oops, I'm throwing my blender brushes. I'm just kind of like shadowing the left and the right and a little bit on the bottom.
One thing I like about this brick stencil too is like you don't have to be like almost like the less even you are, the more it looks like brick.
I agree. Yeah, you don't have to fill it all in like perfectly. So we're kind of doing like a U. Yeah, we're kind of doing like a U of bubble gum. Oh, so good.
Okay. This is my favorite, the big reveal.
The big reveal with the peel of the tape is always just so satisfying.
Right. You know what it reminds me of is like those sort of like 90s, 2000s makeover shows where they turn them around in the chair.
Yeah.
They'd have like a haircut that, and it was always like, you're like, why'd they give him that haircut? That's what it always reminds me of.
All right. We still have a little bit more ink blending to do. I want to clean what ink I have going on first.
Our surgical cloths, because Rebecca has a previous career working in ER. So at lawnfawn, we use surgical cloths, and you have flour sack cloths.
Yep. So this, our panel that we did the brick all over, in your homework, I did not have you cut it out of the outside in stitched rectangle because I like to ink blend first and then die cut. So we are going to die cut it now if you die cut your guava cardstock with the outside in stitched rectangle. Does that make sense, Kelly?
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, you want the pink guava piece to match.
Right. But if you just trimmed your guava panel down, you could just trim this panel down to be 4 by 5 1/4. Whichever way you are doing it.
I'll have to show you guys here because I know some people are like, oh, we miss Miles. I do have Mo here. There she is.
Oh, hi, Mojito. Hi, Momo. Aw.
Pretty girl.
I don't get to see Mo anymore. Like, she doesn't come to the trade shows that we go to anymore.
Oh, you would love it, though, huh?
Yeah.
Shows. She has a little bed that's right next to where I sit, and she wants to come in and out of this office all day. She comes to the office with us every day.
All day. And she scares me through the glass door.
Yep.
Telling me to open that door.
Because we turn the heat on up. It's so cold in the main office, and we crank the heat up in this room. Like a smaller room.
Yeah, so she knows.
Heater. Yeah, so she goes in and out, in and out.
She knows where it's at. All right, so
Yeah.
now we're going to go ahead and trim this. Remember, this is for the horizontal card, but we want it to be 2 inches high. So 2 inches.
That's the funny thing about Mo is that she is a cat. She's essentially a cat at heart, and if you touch her or try to pet her when she doesn't want you to, she will bite you.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I mean, bite you.
Yep.
She's moody.
Yeah,
She
very.
is. She knows
what she wants when she wants it.
All right, and then now that we have this trimmed down to be 2 inches, I ink blended all the edges with bubble gum.
All right, now I've got to find my. Here we go.
They're right next to you.
I think I even did the top.
So what did you, after you die cut it with the outside in, or you could trim it
Yep.
down to 4 by 5 1/4, what did you then trim it from there, Jen?
2 inches. And just remember, this is a horizontal card. So 2 inches by 5 1/4. And then you guys have this piece here that you can use on a bonus card. Gotta love that.
Says they have a moody corgi, and she is a diva. She's very confident. She teaches about boundaries. She's like, no, I don't want to always be pet. Oh, someone's saying, I know the up-to-date catalogs. I know we used to print catalogs when we did in-person trade shows pre-COVID, and we haven't had a printed catalog since our year 10 catalog.
It's so expensive to do catalogs.
They are very, very pricey.
Were, yeah.
And so now, it's digital, and, we still make them for our stores, but they're digital.
Yeah. All right. And then you guys have your SMTH letters. And I did not forget how to spell.
Oh, and someone was saying that they're watching us on the big TV and working on cross stitch.
Oh, fun.
So for Christmas, and I haven't done it yet because life has been a little crazy, but for Christmas, Mike got me like an embroidery beginner kit, and I'm very excited. I've never done like any kind of stitch art or.
Yeah,
I'll have my glass, but it's like a very simple embroidery, and they have these cute little like stick-on patches, and you can embroider like little hedgehogs and things.
Oh, cute.
So cute. I'm excited about trying it because I have always done paper crafts, or my grandmother did a lot of clay crafts. She had a kiln, and so I would paint ceramics with her and things like that. But I've never done any kind of. But both my grandmother, they sew, but stitch.
I did cross stitch when I was younger. I think Shari just knows I'm not going to stitch, so she doesn't even bring it up to me. But Brienne and Libby and I have a group chat, and they're talking about it all the time. And I always just respond, I'm not stitching. I think it's so cute. Shari has made me some really beautiful pieces. I just don't have time for it. That's all. It's not that I don't want to. It's just
everyone has their craft, and it just happens to not be yours.
Yep. But I love it. I think it's so cool, and I love the patterns that Shari makes for lawnfawn. I think they're adorable.
And I went to a craft retreat, and a lot of the ladies were cross stitching and teaching me all about it because I didn't really know anything about it, and it was so fun. And like I said, I think embroidery might be, for me to, in front of the TV, kind of.
Yep. I think that's a good idea. Right? I agree. So just so you guys know, even though you probably saw me do it, I just dusted the bottoms of my letters with bubblegum ink. I'm working on my tabletop, which is made of glass. I do think that makes it really easy, so there's no drag when you're trying to dust those letters. It doesn't need to be perfect. We're going to actually glitter the tops of them. And I did just see somebody did use the coupon code for Berry Smoothie, and she said it works, which makes me happy because I am my web person. And when I quickly do stuff, which I thought of doing the coupon code not long before we went live, when I'm quickly doing tech stuff, I often make mistakes. So I'm glad it's working the way it's supposed to. And if you already signed up for Berry Smoothie, because I know many of you guys take a lot of my classes and I so appreciate you, just email me and I'll give you a credit. So, I don't want you to feel bummed because you signed up early. You will still get a credit from me.
Now, those letters, did you just put the pink on the bottom and that's
Yeah,
it?
just the bottom because we're going to glitter the tops.
Ah.
Yeah, we're going to glitter all of the things.
Glitter, all the things. All the things.
Yeah, Rick just said, I'm with Jen. I love it, but I don't want to do it. Stitching.
Oh, yeah. Everyone's got their thing.
Yep. I love it. And Shari can keep making me things because I'll just keep hanging them in my house.
Beautiful deer cross stitch.
Oh, so pretty.
So pretty.
All right. Let's see. I think we are going to glitter all of the things now. I think that's a good step. And I know I'll kind of go over glittering. If you don't know already, I love my Quickie glue pen. And if you glitter once a month, this will never dry out or clog on you. I keep mine tipped down in a cup on my table. But I think you guys can see how there's just like a little bit of blue left. Like it's a teeny smidge. That's all that's left for glue in here. So I will use this up to the last drop. But tonight I'm treating myself to a brand new Quickie glue pen.
Ooh.
That's so exciting.
Someone asked me if they could get the digital catalogs. We used to post back in the day. Maybe we don't anymore on the website.
I don't think we do.
Well, something we could look into. A lot of them are just not quite as extravagant as they used to be.
Right. They're not, they don't have as many samples.
Yeah.
All right. So what I'm going to do is take all of my little stamped images off of the Best Ever Craft Tape, which is the real name of it, by the way. I'm not just calling it the Best Ever Craft Tape. And this tape will not go to waste. This is also the same tape that I use to hold my dies in place when I'm die cutting. So I will stick this to my Raskog cart, which is right next to my desk, and it'll definitely get put to use. So I don't find it wasteful to do this. Actually, right now, I'm just going to stick it to my closed laptop right here because it's just easier.
All the pieces.
So I see somebody says they need one of these glue pens. Lawnfawn carries them. They are amazing. It's the same glue pen I have been using, like the same brand, for a good 18 to 20 years now. I don't feel there's any other glue pen that compares. I'm going to be using Lawnfawn Prisma Glitter. So Lawnfawn Prisma Glitter comes in a little container. You could just put one container in a larger container like this. Ideally, I would say get 2 jars of the glitter, but 1 jar will work for sure. A lot of the times people think glittering is messy, and I don't think it has to be messy as long as you're containing the glitter in a larger container. So I'm not funneling it or working in a small container. That's when there's a chance of spillage. And let's go ahead and just start with our letters first. So the Quickie glue pen, especially if it's a brand new one like this, is going to come out blue, but it will dry clear. And I'm just scribbling. I'm not filling it all in perfectly. And this is actually great because you guys can see it's kind of spotty. And then I just take this and I dip straight in, straight out. And then I take the pen and I tap it on the edge. That's a hard surface tapping to a hard surface. So all the extra glitter will drop off. And so we're going to do the tops of each of our letters.
Someone's asking about when the dies will be back in stock for So Smooth. Is that something that we've received?
I believe that they have been sent. I actually emailed Dave about So Smooth.
I have not seen them on any of my lists.
Okay.
I don't know.
So it might be the next.
It
might be in just a little bit, but make sure you're signed up to be notified and you'll definitely know once they come in.
It could have got lost in the shuffle, Kelly, with everything, but when I decided to use this set, I knew it was an oldie, so I had emailed him.
Yeah, I have a feeling
I
that
know.
may have been.
Yeah.
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 We'll get there though. So
Yep.
just definitely to make sure to be notified for sure.
Yeah. Having that stock notification is so great because then you guys don't have to remember and you'll just get like a magical email one day when it's in stock.
Right? Yeah. We can write that down too for and then it says, someone's asking, what do you use the best ever craft tape for other than to tape your diets down?
That's it. I mean, I've shared how I use it to pick my letter. Well, we're going to actually use it in a little bit to pick our letters up into a nice straight line. I use it to hold things when I'm coloring. But that's about it.
Yeah. And so that roll will last you a while. So
yeah, it lasts me a very long time. So now I'm just tracing that colored shadow line that we did with our speech bubbles. Just tracing that with the Quickie Glue pen and dipping it in the glitter. So the only little tech gremlin thing I have going on is you guys might be hearing a subtle beep. Kelly, are you hearing it? Or am I bringing attention to it?
A little bit. I had heard it at some point a little earlier.
I have a mic, but more importantly, I have to get my laptop fixed. So that's why. But I'm like, when can we ever be without our laptop for days, right? I mean, Shari just had to experience that for a couple days. Like, so.
Yeah. So here we have a good question about that sometimes the ink blending can be a little bit trickier, and if we have an ink blending video. So we do have a lot of videos where we do ink blending, but it might be fun to do kind of ink blending basics. I will say that the thing about ink blending is that if you judge your ink blending on what it looks like right when you do it, you may not be happy. But if you give it a couple minutes, it allows the ink, because the ink is water-based, it allows it to dry and blend into the paper, and all of a sudden it's going to be gorgeous. So a lot of times I'll judge my ink blending like, oh, I don't know, just give it a few minutes, it'll look great. My other trick is to splatter water on it. I spray water. You could do it with your fingers and splatter it, or you can spray with like a spray bottle and quickly pick it up with a paper towel. It gives it this like magical texture, and any ink blending spots that you don't like, they just go away. So anytime I ink blend something where I was like, it didn't turn out as great as I thought, I just spray water on it, and I always think it looks really cool. But yeah, we could definitely do a video on some tips and tricks. That would be fun for ink blending. These brushes really help too. There's lots of different ones that look differently, but they're all these like kind of soft makeup brush type brushes. I think they really help too, versus like the foam that can be harder to control. The other trick that we have is we have cardstock called Speckled Eggshell. Maybe could you grab a piece of it for me, Rebecca, please? And it's called Speckled Eggshell cardstock. It's a cream-ish colored cardstock with some little speckles in it. And Shari has discovered that ink blending on this looks amazing. So it's like a cream. So I'll hold up some white so you can see the difference. It's a cream with these like little speckled details on it. But when you ink blend on this cardstock, it always looks good. So that's another thing to try would be this cardstock, because somehow it just looks so soft and so pretty, especially during springtime. It's just beautiful.
So somebody I saw asked, they love that there's the option to do a heart on the website for something they want to buy, but they wish there was a way to see what they have purchased on the website. I will just say, you guys have the downloadable handout where you could mark up what you have purchased. So you could have that like next to your, on your desk.
Yeah. Look.
So everything that I am glittering, is, I believe, listed out on your handout. I definitely listed out on my online classes. I'm pretty sure I listed it out for this, but I typically do. It's like on the last, like where the detail shot images are, Kelly.
Yep, you do. Yep. Yeah, okay. It even says like left side of cup, highlight on strawberries, everything. That's great.
So
and
Yeah. So I'm kind of just going to town while Kelly's answering questions, but I wanted those of you that are working along with me not to feel like I was leaving you in the dust here. I'm not glittering these little strawberries because we are going to do a little bit of white gel pen to them, and I'll do that in a minute. So I'll glitter them after. So if you want to hold off on that, I'm glittering everything else.
Do you have the white gel pen, or do I have it?
you have it.
I have it.
Oh no, wait! I think it put back. I didn't know
Okay.
I don't remember putting it back.
There's one white gel pen that we like the best, and we always are sharing it, Rebecca and I.
Let's see. Did I glitter the baby? I did, the baby blender. And I don't use tweezers, but if you're a tweezer person, this is a good time to use tweezers too to glitter all of the things.
And I love Jen's glitter method. I always just glitter after, because I have my laptop as my camera right here, and I'm always worried I'm going to dump the glitter right into the laptop. So it's definitely not the glitter method. It's my concern of myself and my talking with my hand.
I'm going to add the ice cubes, to my desk, to my smoothie, because once that dries, I am going to glitter the ice cubes, and it'll just be easier to put those in put the whole blender in the glitter instead of holding on to those little ice cubes. And then my little blueberries, these are kind of overlapping my banana peel. So same thing, I'm going to glue them to the banana peel because I glittered the highlights on the blueberries, but I got to let that wet glue set. Now I'll have a bigger thing to hold on to dip it in the glitter, was kind of my thought process. But while we're waiting for that, I'm going to do a little bit of white gel pen work. I'm using the Sakura Jelly Roll 08 gel pen. And so like I mentioned, I just did some little strawberry seeds. And I kind of just started right underneath the stem, and I did 3 little dashes, and then I went down to 2, and then I went down to 1. Cute.
I also saw someone's asking if we have a video on how to stamp and cut, or maybe it's die cut and stamp. So I like to stamp and then die cut because it makes it really easy to line up the dies. We do have a video from a very long time ago, actually 13 years ago, that's a how to use clear stamps video, but we've been wanting to make an updated version. But that being said, you can see us do a lot of this in our videos that we have already. And if you ever have any specific questions, of course, you could ask them right now, or you can always email us at info@lawnfawn.com and we can help you too. But we like to stamp and then line up the dies and use some repositionable tape. So it could be washi tape or that best ever craft tape or whatever Post-it tape to hold them in place before you run it through the die cut machine. And that's how we like to do it. It makes it nice and easy.
And I will just say, some people who take my classes like to make doubles or triples of the cards that we're making. So I have a video that shares how I prep kits when I'm teaching in person. Although I don't prep my own kits anymore. I have amazing friends that kit for me, Brienne, Heidi, Lisa, and Dawn. But there is a way that you can die cut first and then stamp. But I would only recommend that if you're just trying to get a lot of similar images done at once. When I'm working in my room, I'm like Kelly. I stamp and then die cut. All right, so the strawberries, I'm going to now add glitter now that we got that white gel pen on there. I think it looks so cute with those little white gel pen seeds.
It's really cute. You can even do it with that black glazed pen, would be cute too.
Yep. And then I believe my wet glue has dried, so I'm just tracing some of the lines on these ice cubes. And again, now I can kind of dip the whole blender in to get those ice cubes glittered. And I'm doing the highlights on the blueberries. And again, able to hold on to the whole banana peel. Makes it a lot easier to get your fingers in the glitter. My other tip, not only having a larger container to hold your glitter, is don't ever touch the glitter with your hands. Once the glitter gets on your skin, that's when it is going to be with you for a while.
Forever.
Oh, yeah. All right. Oh,
Yeah, exactly.
I forgot to glitter my treat cart. Oh my gosh.
That's the most exciting thing to glitter.
I know. That's like the whole purpose. So what I did with the treat cart is I just did a little line where the highlight is on the awning stripe. So where we didn't put the shadow line from our coloring. And what's great about Prismaglitter is there's no color to it, so it's very, very forgiving. And that's why, like, when we glittered our letters, we didn't have to fill it in perfectly because it's just going to look so cute no matter what, because it's not a colored glitter. Okay, so now we're going to get to some assembly. How's everybody doing? Good?
Yeah,
How are
I'm
you
just adding
doing?
some
You
like gel
good?
pen lines. How's everyone else doing?
I wonder, has anybody seen Josie in the chat tonight? Any chance?
I don't know if I've seen her.
I was gonna say I don't feel like I have. I don't feel like I've seen her.
I made her a kit when I was making a kit for my class for her to take. But if she had a long week of being a teacher, she might not be here tonight. I was just curious. All right, so I am going to attach my guava cardstock to my card base. I love this cardstock.
I know, it's such a beautiful color.
And what's nice about the outside in stitched rectangle is it does just give that nice little bit of a white border. But again, if you didn't have that die, you could have trimmed your cardstock down to be 5 1/4 by 4. And then I'm going to go ahead and attach our brick wall for everything to sit on. And of course, I have a cat hair.
Of course.
Of course. Don't ever peel the layers off my cards. And I love how nice it looks with that stitching lining up and just, oh, it looks so cute.
Nice.
So cute. All right, so I'm going to start to build my scene. And a lot of the times when I am scene building, I like to mix popping things up and keeping things flat. And, oh my gosh, I'm out of white foam squares. Come on, let me grab another package. There we go. So I am going to, let me actually zoom out a little bit, and then that way I'll be able to have my card on the screen. I don't want to go too far. You guys will see the mess I've created, but this way you'll have the card on the screen. And so I'm going to go ahead and start kind of the left and work my way over. So the little bunny is going to be popped up.
I'm stamping too, right? Or are we going to do that after?
We are going to stamp, but I'm going to do it after so I can make sure they fit in there. You know, like tuck in. Oh, you mean the sentiment on the bottom?
Yeah.
I'm going to do that with so I'm going to use an acrylic block to stamp my sentiment on the bottom, have the happiest day ever. So, but if you want to use a stamping platform, you might want to do that first so there's not so much dimension. Thanks, Kelly.
Oh, yeah.
I was thinking more acrylic block.
I'm going to stamp it first.
And so I'm adding a little juice to his hand. So I added just a little bit of wet glue to his paw, and then I'm just placing that juice cup right there. Sorry, did I interrupt you guys again?
Oh, no, there was someone asking if there'd be any new colors. We don't have any plans right now, but if you guys have any suggestions,
that's kind of what I was.
We would love to hear them.
Is there a color that you're looking for?
Yeah. We do have a new cardstock color coming out in
April, right?
Yeah, in April.
In April.
Fun. So when I get into clustering things like this, where some of the items are popped up and some of them are flat, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to place my blender here as placement. I'm not attaching it yet, but I'm just kind of placing it, right? We know the blender's going to go there. We know we've got to fit our bear. And that way I can start to kind of glue things underneath it. So I'm going to grab my milk. And this I'm going to attach with the glue tube. And again, I'm just going to kind of lift that blender and tuck it behind. That's what's nice about Create With Us and the classes is it's all been figured out for us. Right? I already did all the hard work of like, oh, where should I put this? Where should I put that?
I know that's what, especially on a Friday night, it feels so nice to create, but my brain can be shut off.
Yeah. I mean, I love it. I love that Jen in the past already figured this out for me.
We used to always have, there was someone that used to work at lawnfawn and he would always say like, oh, it would be tomorrow Jen's problem. Yep. There was something that we were like, okay, well that's, tomorrow Kelly's problem. So can't worry about it now. And I love that. And so this is like the opposite version of that, right? It's like,
yeah. That's so funny. All right. So I glued the banana peel with the blueberries, the yogurt, the milk. Now I'm going to go ahead and pop my blender up. So many fun people with us tonight. And if you're watching the replay, thanks for catching up on the replay as well.
Oh, someone's asking if we could bring back the pattern paper that went with the Dandy Day stamp set. That was really pretty paper. We can put that on our list. Sometimes we'll reorder things and yeah. Oh, what color is it? You know what? I haven't given any sneak peek. We can give.
I was going to say, you came out hot with a sneak peek right at the beginning.
I know. And then now, well, someone's asking what color the new cardstock's going to be. It is a shade of purple. It is very pretty.
It is very pretty.
Very, very pretty. So I think you guys are going to love it. Really nice for spring and summer.
So I just attached the bear with foam squares and I want to put a spoon in his hand. So I'm just dabbing a little bit of wet glue to his hand. And then I'm adding the spoon there. I'm going to do another little speech bubble.
And I'm like going through and like I'm at this point where I have like a bunch of foam square where like there's just a few foam squares on each. I'm like, what was I doing?
All right, let me get our berry bag where I kind of tucked it under the blender.
I love that they're here in the live saying hi to themselves in the future when they rewatch.
That's great. A lot of people tell me that when they're rewatching a class or even a Create With Us that they talk to us out loud. Or even if you're watching now live with us, you might be talking out loud to us. We love it.
I hope so. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm always here talking to ourselves, talking to our craft, like all of our crafty things, I don't know if everyone else talks to their craft supplies, but we definitely do here.
I don't talk out loud to myself that much. Josie does when she's here working with me. For those of you guys that don't know, Josie works part-time for me. So she's a teacher, but a lot of her breaks, she'll come down and help me with stuff. She talks to herself a lot. And I was like, I didn't realize it. And then when she started, I'm like, Josie, she's like, oh my gosh, am I doing it again? I'm like, yeah, which is fine. I just like to tease her.
I think that's fun.
Yeah.
I guess I sing to myself. I think
annoying. She sings to herself a lot.
Yeah. Well, I think like it's so funny because Miles, like, it's clearly genetic. Like there's kind of always a song going in my head that's like a little like slightly unhinged. And and so I'm like always kind of singing something, but then Miles is like that too, just like his mom. So
cute.
We're both all the time, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's not just me. And then like sometimes like he'll start going like da, 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 and I'm starting to do it, and Mike's like, oh my gosh, you guys are the same.
That's cute.
There's always like a rhythm or something in my head.
What really becomes a problem is when it's like a song that then is now stuck in my head too. Some of the songs that Miles listens to that are just
they get stuck in your head. They're fun. Yeah, they're fun. Yeah, so I'm always, and then when he was little, that's what kept him calm, was me singing. So everyone here got to be subjected to my singing all the
I think
time.
I don't talk out loud to myself because I'm always listening to like an audiobook or a podcast or something. So, that's probably why.
Yeah, there's just a podcast and right up in here going. Just
so I'm gonna stamp the sentiment. It's from the treat cart. Have the happiest day ever. And I love that the lawnfawn sentiments come in a rectangular form, so it makes it really easy to just touch them to each other to make a nice long sentiment strip. And I am going to put an exclamation point on this, but I'm going to wait until I have this on my acrylic block or my Misty, because otherwise that exclamation point is just going to bounce around and not behave itself. So I have it all in a nice line, and I'm going to grab an acrylic block and just pick it up. And now I'll take that exclamation point and put it in at the end. I used to fight with them. I don't know why I didn't think to do this earlier, but
exclamation points.
Yeah, I used to always fight with them, and then I stopped just using them all together because I don't have patience. But now I'm like, oh, this is how I'll do it. This is great.
Yeah, it ends up really easy. I like the exclamation points too, because like if you ever stamp it a little off center,
yep,
the exclamation point can save you. Or if you stamped it a little too far the other way, then maybe don't add the exclamation point.
Yeah. All right, and I'm going to stamp this right down by the stitching. And of course, I didn't wet my stamp chamois. I was putting it away. I cleaned my desk and I was putting it away, and I'm like, I'll take this out later and wet it. Nope.
Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah.
And then as part of homework, I had you guys stamp a sentiment on the stitched sentiment banner. So I stamped "Don't worry, be happy," which is from So Smooth, that I love. And so these sentiment banners, what I have been doing is 2 strips worth of the foam strips. And I just stick those right behind. And it gives enough substance behind them.
Oh, I love this. So Shannon really likes the color combo for the brick, and she's stenciling a whole bunch to use for different designs she has in mind now. I love that. You're going to have to share those designs with us.
Yeah, you're going to have to tag Lawnfawn and Jen Shirkus, so we'll be able to see what you make. All right, and now my most favorite part of all of this card making jazz that we're doing is to stamp all the fun little sentiments that Erica has been including in these sets lately. Talk about her puns. These little words have been making me so happy.
I know, right? She always has extras. Like she has so many. Sometimes we can't fit them all. They're so great.
So I'm taking off Slurp and Whir from the Treat Cart add-on Smoothie stamp set. And I love the 1.75 block from Lawnfawn. And so I am just putting one sentiment on one side of the block and the other sentiment on the other side of the block. And now I'm going to just have fun and I just think it adds a lot of character and whimsy to the card. So I'm going to stamp Slurp above the bunny and a few whirs around by the blender. But I think a block is really the way to go with these little sentiments because you can really tuck them in where it might be harder to do with a stamping platform. But definitely if you haven't stamped with a block in a while, just do some test stamps on some scratch paper just to get a feel for, you know, how much pressure and all that jazz. So cute. Oh my gosh. I love it. I love it. I love it. I almost forgot that I designed it because
Right? It's been long enough.
It's been long enough. I'm just enjoying the process.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm going in and adding my stickles now. It's channeling my inner Shari.
Ooh, Julie says, can we have more Henry's words, sympathy words, sassy, spunky words? I would love that. I don't know if it'll happen, but I would love that. Invitation words, hangout, cocktail words, pet words, general miscellaneous add-on set of words.
We definitely have. Well, there's another.
Erica's working on.
I don't even know what. I don't think she knows what the theme is yet.
She's just working on one. She just hasn't given it to us yet. We don't know exactly what it is.
Yeah, but I'm sure it's going to be awesome. I don't even know how she does it. It's like because you have to reverse think of all the sentiments and how they're going to work together. It's like a whole puzzle.
That's amazing.
Oh, I forgot to give him his spoon. I was like, why is he just raising his hand in here?
He's waving. He's waving.
It's a spoon.
Thank you guys so much. I haven't really looked up at the comments much.
Oh, everyone's so lovely.
I know. I love it. Oh, Jackie was asking. So I use it's a glue tube holder. So a little bit drips out, but I keep it uncapped when I'm actively working. Or I keep it uncapped overnight because I forget to put the cover on. But it doesn't clog, and then that way I can just pick it up and use it. So it makes it really easy. All right, so let's work on our next card.
Okay.
One right here, which I also love. So the first thing that we are going to do is we're going to put our smooth letters down. And the way that I'm going to do this, and we've done this before, is you'll want to have some sort of grid, or you can use a ruler to kind of line the letters up. But what you're going to do is you're going to grab your background and lay it near the grid or the ruler, whatever you're using. It doesn't matter. And I'm going to take my letters because we don't want to go out of the border. That's why I'm keeping this in view. So I'm going to take SM. And then over here, we'll do TH. Right? And then we're going to take our strawberries and our yogurt. So I want to overlap them a little bit. So I'm just going to put a dab of glue in the lower right corner of this yogurt container and place my strawberry there. And that is our O's. Super fun, right?
I love that someone says that refrigerator poetry magnets were their jam back in the day, right? That's exactly what it reminds me of.
So when you sign up for a ski pass, which Kyle signed up, they sent you all these little
The magnet words, yeah.
And every now and they're on the fridge, and every now and then, when Katie and her friends are in the kitchen because
they play with them.
All kinds of sentences going on. It's all crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, because so Rebecca's daughter Katie is 16, and so her friends come over and
they come over and they'll be. They love to bake, so
it was called like word poetry, I think, is what it was called.
Yeah, I think so, right?
Yeah.
Oh, did you already say that? Sorry, I was probably concentrating on my letters.
These were specifically like it's the eye contest, so like they're specifically meant for like skiing and snowboarding and all those kinds of. But it's so funny to see them play around with them, and I'm like, I remember doing that when I was little.
It's still fun, no matter what.
Teenagers are having a blast.
So I lined my letters up, and again, that yogurt and the strawberries are going to be our O's. And so now I'm using that piece of Best Ever Craft tape that I used to hold my images when I colored. And I'm just going to lay it right over my letters. You want to press, but I would press kind of where the glitter isn't, because that's what's going to hold on the best. And now we've picked it up into one nice swoop. And now I am going to use my foam strips. Here they are. I'm like, I just had them. And the foam strips work really great behind the Oliver's ABCs, which is what these letters are. So I'm going to add foam on each of these letters.
It's funny, we were just talking about Oliver's the other day.
Yeah.
Because we were working on something with them. We're like, oh yeah, we love these guys because I've been using Henry's so much,
Oh, right. Yep. That's one thing that I do also when I'm designing the Create With Us classes and my online classes is I look back at stuff that we have used in previous classes and try to bring it back so that, again, you guys are getting more value out of the purchases that you're making. So sometimes if you're new, especially to my online classes, the supply list might look a little daunting. And that's why I always tell you guys that you can substitute and use different stuff, omit stuff. But just know I've been teaching online classes since 2021. So I've been teaching a lot of them. And so I know quite a few people have been building up their lawnfawn collection with me. So I like to kind of go back to some of the older stuff and reincorporate it with the newer stuff. So
I love that.
Yeah. Even Shari, like when we design, because Shari teaches East Coast Fawny classes with me. So you get both of us in a class. She'll ask, she'll be like, have you used this in a class yet? Have you used that in a class yet? Just trying to keep the supplies.
Yeah, keep them
using the same stuff.
And if you have a different, like you have the Henry's ABCs, you can use them.
Yep, why not? For sure. Yeah, if you only have one alphabet set, great, you're good.
So they're appreciating that this is a recovery card that is like it's a happier one. There's times where you need ones, but yeah, sometimes kind of a more cheerful recovery card is the right kind of card you need.
I thought both of these sentiments were really nice, kind of cheer up cards. I thought that was good.
Yeah. Such happy colors.
Yep. So I'm just gently taking the liner off of my letters. I do just kind of hold the letters down a little bit, especially if you're Best Ever Craft Tape, if you've been using it a lot and it's really loved, it might not be as strong. So you just want to be careful. If this sentiment was shorter and it didn't stretch from left to right and fill the whole space, I probably would get out my zero centering ruler. And this is when Kelly is in shock because I actually get a ruler out. But this sentiment fits the space really nicely, so I don't feel I need to. Not to mention I have the lines from the bricks, which make it really easy as well. We just kind of want it somewhat in the center. We are still going to stamp recovery, and then one of our little bunnies is going to go dip down a little bit. So just keep that in mind on your placement. So I just place down those letters, and then I will just gently peel back my tape. Now, if you didn't want to pop up your letters and you just wanted to use like a wet adhesive, that's totally okay. I just recommend keeping your tape on there until your adhesive is dry. Don't try to peel the tape off right away because your letters will still be wet and that won't be good. That would not be good.
Yeah, I'm trying to fix. I did my letters. I was using my brick, and I'm realizing my brick is slightly crooked, which is fine.
Oh, that's okay.
It works. Yeah.
All right. So now what I'm going to do is start to build my scene. The first thing I'm actually going to do is dress up my cart here. So I want to add my little banner diagonally behind here. So what I did is I added just a little dot of wet glue on the front of the little string ends. You guys see that? How I have just a little dot of wet glue. And then I'm just going to kind of place this. It's okay if some of your glue oozes. But that way you can kind of wiggle it and get it into place. Right? So cute. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of wet glue to the shelf of the treat cart on the right side. Very, very little. And I'm going to place my fruit and vegetable tray. We're going to reinforce all of this with foam when we flip it over. So, and again, I'm going to actually move my banner up a little bit.
I love working with these little carts. My grandmother made these like ceramic little house fronts, and then she would decorate them with like dollhouse miniatures. And it reminds me of doing that, like kind of like dollhouse, you know?
Yeah. Libby and I send each other, like, I don't know why. I feel like she might have said that she liked miniatures. And I'm always amazed when I see stuff on Instagram of these like dollhouses and stuff that people make. And so I ended up sending her one. So of course the algorithm now shows me stuff. And she and I both are like, in our next life, we're going to have she actually wants to do a dollhouse with her daughter sooner than later. But I said in my next life, I'm going to have a dollhouse.
Oh, a dollhouse. So my grandmother, I should take pictures and share it when on a creating this. My grandmother made a dollhouse. She worked on it for years, and it's like a full, like the front of the house and then the back, and like it's got 2 stories and it's got a deck and all this. And her house was almost completely destroyed in Hurricane Andrew in the 90s.
Yeah.
And the dollhouse survived better than her actual house. So I have it now. It's a little beat up, but it's there. So I've got to take some pictures and share it because it really is beautiful.
So one more dollhouse story before I move on, but there was this lady and she had like one of those houses that like the second floor had the roof was very pitched. So under the eave was kind of dead space. So she built a wall, and that was the front of the dollhouse. And then you open the wall up, you open the house up, and it went deep into the eave. So like a little kid could play with it. It was so cool. Because from the front, it just looked like 2-dimensional, right? But then you opened it and it was 3-dimensional. It was very cool.
That is so cool.
Yeah. Okay. So now I've got my treat cart all built. Like I just zoomed in just so you guys could see. I put my spoon on. I did all of that. I'm going to flip this over, and now I'm going to add my foam squares.
I managed to lose my spoon. I'm like, I'll find it eventually.
And this is where I will add a little foam square like behind the banner ends just to kind of hold them in, and behind the blender and behind the vegetable fruit tray.
And someone's asking if there's more add-ons for Treat Cart coming. Yes, we have one coming in June with our summer release.
I think that was your first secret that you came out hot saying.
First secret. I want people to know, like, it's such a cute set. We're gonna keep
so cute.
The original set is the ice cream theme, and then we had in fall winter we had the coffee and like pastry add-on, and then we have the smoothie. What's great about them is they're all mix and matchable. So like you could bring the cute little pastries or the coffees into the smoothie theme, so you can mix and match them all. And then the next one we have, I'll give a hint, is food related.
Woo woo.
Yeah.
All right, so I am putting the A-frame sign on first so I can make sure I left room for it. And now I'm going to do the treat cart. I'm just kind of tucking it under a little bit. And then I'm going to do my bunny that is facing the right. And I'm going to put him all the way to the left here.
Well, someone's saying they need the coffee one. The coffee one is so cute. And it has, you don't have to make it holiday, but in the coffee one, there's like, you know how we have the cute little pennant banner? There's a string of lights for Christmas and a fall leaf little banner too. So it gives you some cute little seasonal things that you can use with it or not. Of course, you could do more like a summer theme like this one. So you can kind of play around with.
What I loved about that set is when I taught in person last fall at Scrappy Chic and Papercraft Clubhouse, one class was a fall and Halloween class and the other was a winter holiday. And we used that set with the coffee add-on in both classes because it literally can be seasonal. But I let everybody know in class, I'm like, but this also is not seasonal. Like, you literally can just have a coffee cart all year round.
Yeah, everyone has coffee all year round. Yeah,
exactly. I love that.
Saying that Beth says Treat Cart was her first lawnfawn purchase. She's a newbie.
Aww, yay!
Welcome to lawnfawn land.
All right, so now I'm putting my other little bunny. I dipped him down so he kind of looks like he is standing on the M. I'm going to add a little adhesive to his paw and give him a smoothie.
Oh my gosh, Mo, my dog, is snoring. So cute. She's just like, all right, time to sleep.
That's what Gus does. Gus snores.
When she's at this point, Miles is like, we're getting ready to go upstairs and do bath and everything, and she takes a nap in his room. So
that's so cute. All right, so now I'm going to stamp wishing you a. So the way that I did this is I'm going to put wishing you a smooth on my block. And then I am going to just grab a little bit of this Post-it tape and cover up smooth. Which I should probably make sure my stamp is clean. Yeah. So I'm covering up the word smooth, and so I'm going to ink this up so that it'll just be inking up the Post-it tape and wishing you a. I'll peel the Post-it tape off. And we're going to stamp this up here. Cute. Cute, cute, cute.
I was joking. I'm like, I'm doing the official search the ground for the missing die cut part of the evening.
Are you looking for the spoon?
I found the spoon. I can't find my speech bubble, but I'll find it eventually.
Oh, the speech bubble, I feel like, will be easier to find. You'll definitely find it.
Yeah,
you just haven't seen what our desk looks like.
It's kind of...
Yeah, but if she found the spoon, I mean, come on.
Yeah, I also found a random Smartie on the ground. Yeah.
All right, and then we're going to stamp recovery down here. So cute. Just going to leave that there. I'm going to clean these stamps after the live. And then I also added a little slurp over here. And I added a pink whir. We'll see how pink it is because my stamps aren't clean, but we will see. We will see. Over here by the baby blender.
It's so cute.
It's so cute. Oh my gosh. I love this card. This is like so fun. And if you aren't me, you're going to put your card on a card base right now. Yay,
I know
yay.
Where is it? I know. I'm saying I've lost everything in a mess here.
Lori has a magnetic wand by her craft table for when she drops a die. I think that is so smart.
Yes. I need that. I have a little magnetic bowl.
Lori asked, with all the coloring you do, how often do you need to refill your Copic markers? Well, how often should I refill them? Or how often do I actually? Because I've been saying since last fall I need to give my markers some love, and I still haven't. I don't have to refill them very often, to be honest.
Yeah, it's not too often.
The lighter colors.
Yeah, someone was asking if we're doing a nativity set for Christmas. We don't currently have any plans. It's been kind of a while since we've done people. That being said, Elise created a beautiful nativity card one year. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah.
It was so. I bet if you searched nativity on our blog, you could find it. And she combined our sets to create it, and it was really pretty. I would definitely take a look at that card. See if maybe we can find.
Ooh, a nativity with cute animals. I am going to put my coupon code up on the screen, just on the bottom of the screen again, in case you guys came late. I am teaching Berry Smoothie online, live in April, but you can take the class whenever it works into your schedule. That's what's amazing about online classes. They are also open worldwide. So even though I do travel and teach in-person classes, even back in the day when I used to travel and teach 25 weekends a year, I still couldn't get everywhere. So the online classes are great to reach everybody. So if you created along with us tonight, you have most of the supplies that we're using in my Berry Smoothie class, and you can save 20% until March 10th. So even if you're watching the replay with code Berry, we are using the Build Blender die in the Berry Smoothie class, but you most certainly could substitute for So Smooth, like by doing a similar layout. Again, you can substitute so many supplies in my classes. So if the supply list makes you nervous, just send me an email and I'm happy to answer any questions. And if you have signed up for the class already, because I launched the details of this class on lawnfawn release day, feel free to email me creative-chick@shirkus.com, and I will most certainly give you a credit because I appreciate you guys signing up for my classes. Yay.
All right.
How you doing over there, Miss Kelly?
I was finishing adding my stickles since I didn't bring out the loose glitter since my laptop's right here.
Yeah. Here, I can bring both of our faces up again. There we go. Oh, so cute. I love it.
So I want to show you guys because someone was asking about Miles. So Miles colored in this bunny here.
Oh, go over. Yep. Oh my gosh, so cute. Yep.
Bunny here. And then he also did on the other card, he did the bear and the banana.
Yay. Oh my gosh. I love it.
That's my son, Mojito. That's my son, Miles. He's 4.5, so he followed the coloring guide.
Very good coloring.
Yep. And then I wanted to show we were talking about the Build a Blender.
Yes.
And so I wanted to share. So this is our die cut. So it's part of our build a drink series. So we have like build a cocktail, build a drink, build a root beer. And so now we have this build a blender, and you can take the little elements from all the different build a drink sets and mix and match them. So that we did that here. So I just wanted to share that with you guys because this is so cute, and it's kind of a similar idea, but using the new blender die.
It's so cute. I love it. I love it. Yay. Awesome. I'm just looking to see if we missed any questions. Rebecca's so good being in the room with you and you looking. I don't look up at the chat as much when I'm teaching.
I know you're so busy. Yeah, we will be live on Monday at 11 a.m.
I keep forgetting.
2 p.m. East Coast, because it is Lawnfawn's 15th birthday, our quinceañera, on that day. So we're so excited, and we're just going to be chatting, answering any questions you guys have. So it's going to be really fun. So we hope you guys can join or catch the replay on that. And then of course Jen has all of her incredible classes coming up too.
Yeah.
And we also have inspiration.
Yeah, you go. Yep.
Oh, I forgot to mention earlier, we have Inspiration Week coming up next week. And it's a really fun Inspiration Week because each day is a theme and we're using the brand new release in that theme. So there's like a birthday day, a Mother's Day, an Easter day, an interactive day using the new release. So it's like, oh, if you bought something from the new release and you thought, I need to make a birthday card, you could just go to that one blog post and get all of these birthday ideas. It's going to be really fun. So you'll have to check out the blog and our YouTube channel all throughout next week too.
So awesome.
And if you can sign up to even have the blog just come into your email every day. And it's so lovely to get like a nice, happy email.
I love that. So I love that when I'm scrolling in the morning and I get the little lawnfawn blog posts.
Right? So you guys could check that out too.
Yeah. And I also wanted to mention, Shari and I are planning to do another Adventures in Card Making on March 19th. Yep. I can read her lips. March 19th, which is 2 days after my big event with 300 people. So as long as I don't get germs and get sick, I will be there, but we're really excited. And those are really fun. They're much more casual than this Create With Us in the fact that there's no handout, but you guys all get to vote for what we're going to create with. It's kind of like a choose your own adventure, but you guys choose the adventure for us. So I think the 19th is a Wednesday. Yep. Okay. And so Monday, the voting will happen on Lawnfawn's Instagram stories. And in order to vote, you do need to be in the Instagram app. And you just tap the profile photo of Lawnfawn and you'll be able to vote like this or that, or we have fun with it. And then whatever you guys choose is what we create with. And so you can create along with us or just hang out with us for the crafty chat too. And all my tech gremlins are gone. I proved it tonight. For those of you that know, you know, there's been some tech gremlins. Aw, Beth said, I'm so sad I've missed the first 14 years of Lawnfawn. Well, it's okay, Beth. You found us now.
Yeah, you can do the next 15 with us. So. Yeah. Yeah, you can hang out with Lawnfawn until then Miles is running the place. So
so fun. So fun. All right. Any last questions?
All right. People are asking kids kit themes. We do have another kids kit theme planned. So that'll be fun. And thank you so much for the happy birthdays. We're very excited. Lawnfawn will be 15.
So crazy.
And we're excited to get to chat with you on Monday as well. I keep believing Monday. I'm not really, my brain has not really sorted out that it's also, it is time change this weekend. And I am not ready for that because I got to tell you.
There's a hen. Are we losing our sleep?
Yeah.
No.
We spring ahead. I think that's why I went to bed so early last night, and I think it was just like a mental thing with knowing the time change is coming and knowing I had my big event next week, which the closer you get to that, the less sleep. I literally looked at Chris last night and I'm like, I'm going to bed. And it was like 9, which for me, that's hours early.
Yeah, I know. It's always time change when you have kids. It's a
Yeah,
It's
I
an
don't have
adventure.
that. I don't have that, although I do feel the older I get, the more I feel the time change.
Yeah, for
Definitely
sure.
the fall
Cats
one.
freak out too because they're like, "Why aren't you feeding me?"
Yeah, see, our cats are self-feeders, so
Oh,
they'll wake Jack will wake Chris up to get an escort to his full food dish. Like it's full. He just literally wants somebody to walk with him. And
he
he
just
knows
wants
I won't wake up. Like I'll feel him, but I don't let it bother me. But Chris will get up. So now it's become a thing. Yeah. And he literally just walks him to his full dish. And Jack's like, thanks. Oh, so
Oh,
funny.
someone's also asking if we're going to do dyes for the kids' kits. We do have plans for that, so that's something we will work on as well.
Yay. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so very much for being with us tonight. I always look forward to these. They're so fun.
So fun. Thank you guys so much. It was so fun to get to chat with you guys and craft with you. And don't forget to share what you've created today too.
Oh,
So
yeah. Let me put that up.
tag at Jen Circus,
Yeah.
so that we can see what you need. Even if whatever you were working, even your cross stitch, share it, share everything, whatever you were
share
working on today.
everything. Yeah.
We just want to see you guys get creative, and we're just excited to see everything that you're making, and we really appreciate you guys being here, and we look forward to hopefully chatting with you on Monday too.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much. Have a great night, and we'll see you soon. Bye.
See you soon. Bye.